basically, I interview chiropractors, healthcare practitioners in my podcast. I want people, as you guys know, to become educated about chiropractic in general, for one. But a lot's going to be, how do we make when we talk about diverse adjusting, what's the number one thing about getting someone adjusted? What's the number one thing? Communication, right? What are we doing? What is the pop? What is going on? How do we help people in general? What's our biggest goal? To educate our patients about exactly how chiropractic works. To get them on that table, it takes sometimes a lot of, I want to call it recon or work to understand where they are. Have they seen a chiropractor before? Have they have good experience or a bad experience? Where are they? How do you find out what are their cards they're playing when they come in your office, right? People come in, they go, they called, and the staff will tell me like, this patient, they're calling, they're upset, but they want to come in. I go, great, that's fantastic. They went somewhere else, they had a bad experience, they want to come in now, because once you have a bad experience, like anything, like a bad hamburger, you're not going to go back. Take a while to get another hamburger. So we want to make sure, as our first impression, like me coming today, I live in the Inland Empire. I live where it's hot. It's like hot right now. You guys, I come here, I'm like, it's nice and cool. Very nice. But I come in and I go, okay, do I wear a collared shirt? Do I wear a nice shirt? Or do I wear just like a normal plain shirt? I want to, as you guys know, when someone comes to your office your first time, how many times you get the chance to make them have a good impression? How many times you have, what's the number one thing, right? Number one, you have one chance. So you want to make sure you have good impression with all your patients and give them that choice of, and that ability to go, I want that. I want not diversified, doesn't matter what you use, but that adjustment to help their body heal. They come in my office, I'll show you in a second what I do in my office for one too. I'm practicing chiropractic in Upland, California, and it's near Ontario Airport, if you know where that is. It's a small town. Been there since 2005. I'm in the same office till last December. In December, they sold the building, so we're like, okay, now we gotta move. Moved, got the new office lined up, I'll show you my new place. Huge upgrade. And the biggest thing is for us is it costs us money, but we want our patient care to be as possible a high standard, right? That's all of us. We make sure we give our patients the best experience possible. So this is 2024, people still don't know what chiropractic is, haven't experienced it, or have a false impression of what it might be. So can we give them the best standard first treatment, their first day, their first impression, to make sure that is excellent for them? In your own way, right? I have my own style. I try to make my office more like the first day is going to be serious per se, find out what the problem is. My office, they take x-rays, everyone's optional. Take x-rays in my office, do the examination, give their first treatment, and after that, I want to make it fun for them. Anyone see here, it's an older movie called Patch Adams? You know, it's Robin Williams. His goal is to make sure his patients understand by being happy, you actually get healthy. I want to make sure I give my patients, every time they come in after the first adjustment, some type of little corny joke if possible. I want to make sure, and you'll see it in my little talk, when they walk there, there's one thing that's been in my office for a long time, a little quote. It talks about always make them feel comfortable. Always make them feel like they're there for a reason. Always make them feel good in general. Okay? So at that point, can we make them leave so they leave happy? No matter what you do. Some of my patients come in, not a chiropractic patient. And we all went to school. We all learned how to refer people out, right? That was the number one thing. Refer people out. So how do we make sure if that's happening, they still, even without the adjustment, they still get the benefit of, man, this doctor really helped me. I had a patient, just a quick story, even yesterday, Chaim, he came in, haven't seen him since probably last September. I go, hey, what's going on? He goes, hey, I found your office, saw you guys moved. I go, yeah, I kicked this out. We didn't pay the rent, we got kicked out, whatever. But we moved, and he goes, I've been seeing a doctor since October till April because I had this problem. I woke up one day, I couldn't get out of bed. It wasn't my back, it was my intestinal, my stomach was just horrible. I just had a problem here. From October through April, he saw 6 different doctors. His primary insurance, right? Primary referral, had a CT after this first referral to a specialist. Yeah, I mentioned a specialist. By the time he got to his 5th specialist, he goes, doctor, you tell this medical doctor, I think it was probably internist or something. He goes, did you see the CT? I took my first imaging I had done because of all this problem going on. Yeah, I saw it. He was like, did you see it or did you see the report? He goes, no, I saw the report. So you never saw my CT. Even though I've had this problem from November, December, January, February, March, 5 months, I have been in constant pain. You didn't even see the actual CT. That's what he does. He goes, no. So Jaime, he's a good guy, good patient of ours, long time. He goes, I sent my daughter, knows a radiologist in Texas, who's been around for a long time, send him this actual CT imaging. Within 5 minutes, he goes, you have double inguinal hernia. Took him 5 months to get a proper diagnosis, not even outside of insurance, someone else to tell them. Could we not be like that? Could we make sure we take our patients seriously, as you guys already do, to make sure we take care of them? So if you're a primary and your patient's coming back to you, and even a patient for ours too, come back every time and go, man, I'm not getting better. Man, I'm not getting better. Would you look in more detail at what did I have missed? What else can I do for this patient? Versus going off of some radiologist somewhere in a box going, this is what the CT shows and that's it. Can we do our own due diligence, as we always do, to make sure our patients get the best care possible? I've done this since January here with Veronica. When I do this every time, a lot of it is, what I go over is we are phenomenal to get hands-on, one-on-one, eye contact with our patients. What do most medical doctors do stereotypical, especially from our older patients that tell us this, is it's this, laptop, iPad, whatever it is too. Mrs. Jones, you have this, this, and this. Here's your medication. I'll see you in a month. We all get that. We can be different by communicating better with our patients to make sure they understand we're going to help them no matter what's going on. We all do this, right? It takes energy, work, all of it for one too. But with the adjustment, when we get there, we want to make sure that's the best experience possible by communicating what we're doing. I have another buddy of mine. He's a pediatric network. He works at the higher end where they call him, for Southern California, for problems. How do pediatricians get in trouble? The biggest thing he says is that they don't communicate well. They don't tell the patient what they're doing with their kid. So we want to make sure we're doing the best we can to communicate. I'm going to adjust your lower back. This is my contact point. If you have any questions, any problems, feels uncomfortable, let me know. By letting your patients know, let me know if it feels good or bad, you're giving them the freedom and the benefit of, hey, I don't like that. Hey, I like it this way better. Hey, it doesn't feel comfortable for me. Then you can stop and reset. How many people here do diversified adjusting? Any besides me? Good. A couple people. How many people here, another question, is in solo practice? Cool. So if you guys want to, I'm going to about probably half hour or so start. If you wanted to get adjusted, let me know. If you're solo, I love it because what happens to most doctors or solo practice, we practice the same hours as our colleague down the street, we can't get adjusted. So we get hurt, we get uncomfortable, we get sore. I almost didn't become a chiropractor. I almost didn't have the letters after my name. My first semester in school, my own personal story, I tore my shoulder. Fun times, bench pressing. Who has ever done that before? Everybody. Hurt their shoulder? Me? I tore it. So I had to get through rehab, which is great because when you're in school, you go to rehab at lunch. They get credit for your upper class students. Boom, 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 boom. So I learned myself at 27, now I'm 50, to make sure I took care of my body every day. And my personal thing, being 50 now, I say I'm on the other edge of chiropractic where I'm working from 6 days a week to 3 days a week in my office. Just work, see a lot of patients. Our office, I work with a partner, see about 300 people a week. And then now I'm going like, how do I make sure my body stays healthy for another 10, 15, 20 years? By working out every day, stretching every day, doing the things we can do now. And I tell my patients too, when they're maybe about probably 20 or 30 years old, when they come the first time, I always ask them this is your first injury? Yeah. I go, do you still feel invincible? And I pause and wait. They say yes. I go, perfect, let's get you adjusted. No stretches for you, no exercising stuff. You're good. Boom, do it again. I'll see you tomorrow. When you hurt yourself again, I'll see you then. When they go, I'm no longer invincible, what I do is go, okay, we're going to go through your adjustment, understand what that's going to happen, but do you want me to give you exercise to do afterwards? Stretching, strengthening, rehab stuff too. Because when someone comes in, they tell you, it wasn't an accident, Wasn't building a brick wall all weekend. I was in a car accident. I woke up, picked up a pencil, and my back went up. Woke up, my neck's been hurting for 3 weeks. I can't get it better. So no mechanism injury. I go. So as we know, it's been building up over time, right? That pressure, that tightness, that lack of motion. Then it finally popped them. So can we get them to go understand, okay, that happened. What was the cause? And walk them through maybe an x-ray. That's what I do. Okay? Maybe, okay, when did it start 3 months ago? What were you doing? What have you done since then? Maybe it's locked up. Maybe the muscle tightened up now too. Do you feel like you can't stand up straight anymore? You're stuck like this. Yeah. Or you're stuck like this. Yeah. I put them against the wall and go, stand against the wall with your heels, hips, shoulder, and head. How does that feel? Quick posture check. Horrible, uncomfortable, painful. I go, great. That tells me we have to change that to a better normal because your default isn't normal. They go, oh, okay. Right? So in the first day is always what do they call when they leave the office? Medical amnesia. They go, I understood like maybe 10% of that stuff. So what I do is have them take pictures of the x-rays. I'll go over some stretches with them after the adjustment too. And go, I'm going to send you the videos. I do short videos in my office all the time for them too. How to stretch that. So they get a video that night. Communication is huge, right? How to communicate? There's probably 7, 8 different ways. Visual, auditory, sense of smell, taste. But when you give them something down the line, here's your email, here's your exercises, here's what we can do next time you're coming in too. You're building a relationship with that patient so to make sure they understand it's not a one-time thing. This is not a spiritual healing, right? Chiropractic takes time sometimes. Someone has an injury, been going for 3 months, they want a quick fix. I'm like, go get a pill. Good luck. But I want to make sure they understand it may take them time to heal for one, right? It doesn't happen overnight. You guys ever videotape your patients in your office? Consent, blah, blah, blah. I do for exercises, for adjustments, things like that also. It allows them, obviously with consent, to not only see themselves on the video later, which is usually more common than someone else, but also to get an idea of being transparent in your office, correct? When we're transparent what we do, it takes out the mystery of chiropractic, right? Make sense? So here's Mars. I adjusted for backstory. This is a couple years ago. I adjusted his wife first, and they both got treated that same day. First day patient, so X-rays, my office, exam, everything else too. I adjusted his wife first. He ran out of the room. As you know, the guy's not a small guy. He's about 6'7". He's wide as a door, big guy. So he runs out of the room. I go, what's wrong with your husband? I go, he is deathly afraid. I go, perfect. Can we videotape him? She goes, please do. And when you have a spouse in the room, if you're married, what happens when their spouse, their significant other, gets adjusted the first time, the first adjustment? What happens? What's a common reaction? Usually the spouse laughs because you tormented their husband like they've been tormented the whole time as a spouse. So one thing is, I get everything set up here. What are the 3 reactions that most patients have for their first adjustment? What's the 3 reactions? Common. Relief. What's their emotional reaction? Cry. Surprise. Laugh. Have Tourette's. Speak in tongues. Sometimes I had a patient, Maria, come in. Her daughter brought her in. She's from Mexico. Her mom was visiting her from Mexico. I adjusted her about a month ago. Her first, she goes, Madre mia. I'm like, oh my God. Her daughter was laughing her butt off. But everyone has their reaction, so let them have it. Have fun with it, right? And when you have a patient have a reaction, do you go, oh, wow? Or do you go, oh, geez? You go, just go with it. Roll with it. And again, I've been in practice for about 20 years now. That's what I do. I want to make patients understand that I want you comfortable in my office all the time so you enjoy being there every time. When you come to an office, what's your favorite day of the week? Mine is Monday because I love seeing patients. I love going home too and hanging out with my dog, my wife, and I have older kids now, so they're done. They're out. Get the heck out. But a lot of it is, can we make our patients feel like you want to be there too? If you come in and go, I had a horrible weekend. My patient's like, why am I hearing the doctor's story? I tell myself all the time, I can just do the normal stuff too. I can just do the slideshow. It's easier without the. That one? It was one more. Actually, other one. One more. There we go. So just Mars being dramatic.
Okay.
He's gonna get you ready, relax.
He's a funny guy.
Honey,
Thank you.
really, this is gonna be okay. Remember, it's gonna make you feel better.
Turn your head first. Okay. I'm gonna have you go right here. Okay, good. Good. I'm good. I'm good. Oh God. Who's making so violent? That's a lot of pressure. Okay. That was really loud in your ear, probably. Yes.
Brad facial hair.
See, I can't do this stuff for you, honey.
Okay.
This is why you made the appointment.
That was a harder side, sir.
And remember, breathe, relax.
You take a deep breath in, all the way out. Put your hands together, so. How'd that go? Does that feel okay? Yeah. It's exciting, right? But it feels okay. Oh, well, exciting. That's the hard part. Now, mid-back. We're done? Nope.
Mid-back.
Right here. All over. Deep breath in. I'm gonna fall. I got you. Breathe in all the way out. Right there. Oh, my God! Right here. Deep breath in all the way out. See? Easy. This is going to be the easier, no, maybe like the middle easier one.
Not yet.
Go back. Okay.
Not
Your
done.
shoulder and on your hip facing this way. Line your side.
This is nice. This is the part that you want me to do for you.
Okay. Right here. Bend your arm up. Right here.
Oh God.
Right
A
here.
full stretch.
Right there. Real easy, right? Deep breath in. All the way up. The shoulder relaxed.
Oh, wait.
Right there.
Did anything pop?
Yep. Right there.
It did?
Okay.
Okay.
Is that okay? You're still alive.
It's alive.
So,
How's that?
Holy sigh.
this is gonna be great when it's edited.
Of course.
So great.
Like 5 years, 6 years ago.
There you go.
Say hi, honey.
Hi.
Relax.
This will be fun too.
Oh.
Deep breath in. All the way up. Just bring your head back for me.
Head back?
Yep.
So dramatic.
That's the
So
one.
dramatic.
Is that the one that I can't get?
Eh,
How's that?
Okay.
Good. Let's stand up, see how you feel.
Okay.
Deep breath in. Stand up all the way.
How you
again,
doing?
not a small guy.
How's your back though?
Head still on?
It's so connected.
Good. How's the pressure feel in the neck, mid-back, and low back?
I feel that better in the back.
Really?
The lower back, yeah.
Not as good.
It was locked up before.
Yeah.
You can lift your knees. Okay, lunge. Okay, that's
Big
good.
kid.
Oh wow, look at that. Did you see that?
We'll do it again.
Oh,
You see
You can
that?
practically put your palms
Look at
down.
this. You see that?
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
okay. Sorry.
how's it? You just feel, this is you feel like.
Creepy. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
How
Just some
small
more
the
reaction in
twin.
your
So
body,
small.
that's all it is. Release the pressure.
God.
Thanks, doctor.
This is fun.
Is that it?
Is that it? Kind of leave now. So that, you're gonna get your reaction like that, right? You're gonna have people that come in, they're in pain. Do you still adjust them? Yeah, just lighter. You know, if they have problems or they feel great, okay, we do more aggressive. But it's finding out where you're comfortable with them, because they're gonna realize when you're with them all the time, when you see them 2, 3, 4 times, who you are and who they are. People, I have patients that come in, she's 91 years old, I adjust her real light. She comes in more to tell her how her week went. I give her a quick joke and she leaves happy. You know, can we make sure our patients, again, leave happy every time? So I'll show you real quick, if I can get this to work without breaking it again. Let's go up here. What I do with my patients. Good, we're there. Okay, I want to go down. No, there we go. This is what I tell people, take pictures if you want to. This is when I walk out the door, they want to see this every time. Beneath every treatment or procedure, there is a life which is loved by someone, a person of dignity and worth who is unique in the eyes of God, right? The task of physician is to not turn it off. That's me?
No, it was
Okay.
that way they can see it that way.
Good. The task of physician is to cure occasionally, we leave off into comfort always. Can we make sure our patients know we're helping them do this every time they come in? That's all it is, right? It's not that hard. But when we think about, I had to go home, pay my taxes, pay my rent. My auto insurance keeps going up every day. Not every premium, every day our auto insurance is going up. And this is going on in the road, this is going on. It doesn't matter. When you get in your office and think about this when you walk in the door, okay, how do I help that next person? How do I show them how to make sure we're giving them that passion as a chiropractor to make sure we're helping them more than their medical doctor is, than their other person is. Go ahead.
Really quick, don't press these.
Don't push those.
Just these two. Either
Got it.
Forward or back.
Backwards. So self-destruct if I push the other ones.
The little green ones for that.
Ah, little light thing. Ah.
Those two.
Oh,
And you'll be
fancy.
good.
Oh, fancy. So that's the biggest thing with my patients is making sure when they leave the first time I go, hey, when you leave today, read that sign for me. Did I do that today? Was I able to do that? Or if I didn't, when you leave, just give me a thumbs down if I didn't do that. Did I do it? Just give me a little nod. You know? Not that I need like the appreciation every time I come in the door, but I want to make sure they leave because when someone leaves your office, that's their idea and their caption, their screenshot of how they want to feel, what they're expecting to feel next time they come in. So you make sure that feeling, if who wants to see a patient a second time? Maybe a third time, maybe a fourth time, maybe I have patients come in, Nancy, she's come in since 2007, twice a week, sometimes once a week, because they want to make sure we give them that every time. And when you have seniors in your office, 2 seniors, you may be the only person they talk to that day. The only person. So I go, man, my rooms are full, people waiting out front in the lobby, and Mary wants to tell me about how her week went. I go, I will sit here and listen to Mary. Because this is one person she's going to talk to today, maybe for a couple days, that I'll actually listen to her. So give your patients that time. And when you see the next patient, like, man, I know it took a long time, I apologize, let's get you treated. Boom. That's your like, next person, you spend 5 minutes with, in my rule, my office, I jump around sometimes, is I have a 5-minute rule. You guys have that, a 5-minute rule? Know what that is? If I'm in a patient in a room more than 5 minutes, get me the heck out of there. I'm done talking. But if it's Mary or someone else, I go, hey, thanks for letting me know. I'll be out in a minute. They go, okay. So I can get my staff very well. We have little things we say back and forth to make sure I'm on track, but also making sure what's more important sometimes too. Can we make sure we're doing that with our patients? You know, again, before the even adjustment, can you make sure they're comfortable, make sure they're working properly? What's their life been like? Between, for example, day 2, I give them exercises, stretches, routine to do at home. I tell them, next time I see you in about a couple days, tell me how they went. So what does that do for the patient? They have homework. So when they come back, they have to turn in their homework like we're back in school. How did I do? How did the stretches go? Because they had an email too, right? They had an email. Here's your stretches. Do it twice a day. Make sure you ice or heat afterwards, whatever you have instructions for your patients. So that when they come in and go, how'd the stretches go? Did you do your icing or heat? How often did you do them? So I want to make sure they understand, it's not just a one-time thing. I have to make sure I do my homework. If not, I'm not gonna get the benefit of chiropractic. Can chiropractic work without stretches and ices and stretching and everything else too? Can it work without that? Yes. But what does that do though? Because adjustment takes what? For me, maybe 2 minutes, the most. You saw with Mars there too. A little bit longer because he was dramatic. But with most patients, it's almost like 2-minute adjustment. Okay. Outside the office, what are you doing next to 23 hours a day and 58 minutes, I think, I'm not good at math, that allows you to either your back and neck to feel better or feel worse. So I walk them through how to check their standing posture, how to check their sitting posture. I send those videos to them. So you start working on that too. I tell them, my thing is you've had bad posture causing your pain for a long time. We'll get adjusted for the pain today, but let's make sure over the period of next 2 or 3 weeks, your brain resets your posture to better normal, to better default. Does that make sense? What controls our balance and position? Our cerebellum, right? I think, yeah, right? So that controls that. Can we get our brain to reset over time. Like it's been many years for school for me. At that point is to make our body, make them understand, well, that's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Didn't happen overnight. It's not a quick fix, it's not a spiritual healing. So now we make sure over time it's going to heal so you feel better and stay better. I want to make sure long term, I was talking to Eva this week, she's going back to work on, I think, Monday, is my job with her, and I told her initially too, make you your best doctor. I want to make sure my patient knows they're their best doctor. Once they feel better, what happens? They drop off of care sometimes. They don't no longer need once a week or once every 2 weeks, whatever it might be. But now tell them, you have now a normal standard of feeling good. So when that neck hurts again, what are you going to do? Come right back in. You feel that little tingling in the fingers, come right back in. So they have an idea how to become their best doctor and read their own body for what problems they have, right? Help our patients do that. That's when they go, man, that's awesome. They go, man, that really helps me understand my body, what I'm looking for, what I'm doing. Versus going to your medical doctor going, I have this, here's your pill. I have this, go do PT. And do you guys ever work with a physical therapist? I do. Phenomenal. What's the difference that you tell your patients? How do you present that? How do you communicate that? What I say is we work from the inside out. We work on the bones first, the joints inside. PT is phenomenal to help those muscles, ligaments, and even sometimes joint motion get better. Work together to make your body heal. There you go. Okay, sounds good. So we want to make sure, and what do we do? When you tell a patient a truth, for example, especially in my own head sometimes, what do you look for? How do you get confirmation? What can you do? I say, when we work from the inside out, we work from the inside out, PT works from the outside in. Does that make sense to you? What I do is this. When you nod, what's the patient going to do? Nod also. Psychologically, they agree with you. You know, so understand there's different ways to communicate and get your patients to accept things that may not know as true yet. At that point, over time, they'll see the truth to see the improvement. Another patient who comes in and goes, man, I had problems where I was deadlifting 3 weeks ago, just leaning forward, coming back up. My back hurts now. 3 weeks. An athlete actually competes, bodybuilding competition. And I go, my job is to make sure, yes, adjust you, move things around, but I want you back competing probably within 3 months, based on his x-rays, based on his history too. I go, so I want to make sure it's the adjustment is part of that to get him back to his goal. So when someone leaves my office, I want to make sure I'm repeating to them, their goal is my goal also. I want you strong enough, moving enough to feel the chiropractic benefit of getting you that position for 1, 2. Does that make sense? What you guys do also? You know, it's something to where communication is huge before the adjustment. Anyone want to get adjusted? You guys good? Everyone's 100% today? Good? Okay. So my thing is, can we get our body to heal properly over time? By having our patients, again, communication is what? Verbal, yes, like I'm doing all day today, but also visual. So here, besides this one, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess this up again. Here we go. Nope. No, we're good. Other way. I put these in all the rooms. The video's too long, so it won't show up. All the rooms have a little bit of if you want to call it a printout, framed picture in the room, so they and whoever comes with them can see it every day. So we have this one here, as you guys already know. We help not only pain, but also sleep, headaches, stress, improve posture, and energy too. So when someone comes to your office and they're in chronic pain, how do you get to see if their pain is causing the fight or flight reflex? How do you guys check that? That makes sense, right? Chronic pain, the body goes into fight or flight, hormones change, body changes. I go, you've had this for a long time, and in my mind I'm going, they're pretty quiet, and they look a little bit just tense. I go, do you feel stressed? They go, sometimes. Sometimes you feel anxious sometimes. Sometimes. Because when you're stressed long enough, the body changes. So now, before you're in pain, the stressor of your life, driving, kids, family, taxes, auto insurance, which I always complain about, is going to be, because I have 5 kids, I think, as far as I know. At that point, you're going, that didn't bother me before pain. Now it does. I feel overstressed. I feel anxious. And then have you seen your medical doctor for this problem? Yeah. What do? They refer me to a psychologist. put me on antidepressants, on medication. Was that, and I'm not going to say that's wrong. I go, can we lower your fight or flight, your stress response to your body right now because your nervous system is causing that issue? It's changed your default to a stress state to make your body heal so you don't need the medication, so you can handle the stress of your day. Number one thing, everyone wants to handle stress of our day. Let's get them there by doing the right things to walk them through the process of where they are and slowly, based on what they can handle, to a better state of health, understanding that their stress response is causing their fight or flight, is causing them to feel stressed, anxious, sometimes depressed. Can we make their nervous system improve to make that balance again, get to the rest and relaxation again over time? It just takes time. I tell them, and what I do when I say that, what do I do? That makes sense? That little thing, they go, wow, that's why I have this problem. That's why my doctor is saying, I can't help you anymore. It's all. What happens, sometimes I get upset all the time, is when patients come to me and go, my doctor said it's all in my head. Does that make you mad? I go, I want to go punch that doctor in the face. All the time. I had a patient come in, she's only 23 years old, a nurse, a second generation Korean, and she's had a neck problem since she was 18 years old. Neck, shoulder, left side, upper back too. And it made her an insomniac. She couldn't sleep. Slept 2 hours a night. What's that do to your body and your brain, everything? You go into fight or flight. Stress response. Her doctor says, hey, it's no longer, we can't find a problem in your neck or shoulder. X-rays didn't show anything medically. At that point, what happens is, refer to a psychologist. Psychologist says, here's your medication. Comes back a month later and goes, I can't sleep. Well, let's try a different medication. Different medication, right? So they do. Again, everyone's different. I mean, hopefully you got therapy. But she goes, I'm coming with you. I'm not going to use my insurance. I just want to find out what I can do differently. So within 2 months, she was sleeping 6 hours a night. Back to working out again. Back to actually looking and feeling happy. You ever get that to when you have a patient, you see him change? You go, man, your attitude, your tone of voice, your mannerisms are a lot better. You kind of see that turn on them? Isn't it phenomenal? Right, how it works? And do you verbalize to the patient too? Do you go, man, you've really looked different, you act different, you sound different? Do you notice that too? They go, I didn't think about that. And I go, when you go home, are you still grouchy with your husband and your kids? No. All right. So you verbalize for them the change that you're seeing in them, so they go home and see the same thing. You go, wow, how'd that work? So getting the understanding is back to my patient too. Now, I'm seeing this about probably years, I see her maybe once every couple weeks now, is again, are you still sleeping well? Good. Does that mean your body's doing better? Yes. So you kind of repeat with them, and when you see a patient, for me, less frequently, what happened initially, where are you now? Can we make sure you keep that better? And sometimes, as you know what happens with life is always changing. Stresses change all the time too. So can you walk through a patient, okay, stresses change, you change jobs, this happened to you, or maybe you lost a family member, whatever it might be. We get them to understand, that's normal stress. How'd your body respond? I felt kind of overstressed and anxious, so I stopped working out again. I go, I stopped stretching again too. Do you think that may be the reason why your body's still sore 2-3 months later? Yeah. So what should you start doing again? Stretching again. Okay, I just want to make sure you knew that. Boom. I sometimes, especially younger patients, I'll check with them and go, because sometimes they're not as compliant, sometimes they have busy lives, they're just, again, invincible. I go, she hasn't stretched in about 3 days. I want you to start stretching again. Do you want me to call you tonight to remind you to stretch? They go, no. Okay, I want to make sure. I had one patient a couple years ago. He was with his mom in the room too. I go, Johnny, call him Johnny, whatever it is. They go, I'm going to call you tonight about 8 o'clock to make sure you stretch before 8 o'clock. His mom's like, thanks. Okay, I'll call you 8 o'clock. Comes in 2 days later and goes, hey doc, why didn't you call me? He goes, because I need your stretches. You do it yourself. Do you want me to call you? Do you want me to say I'm going to call you every couple of days? He's just like, no. So being sometimes the same the same words as a parent would say lets them actually do the things that you want them to do, that parents want them to do, right? I mean, when you see a pediatric patient, what do you normally do? Have the patient in the room, right, for the exam. So not the x-rays because the radiation, but the treatment. And you walk through with a parent what you want to do with their kid. At that point, you want to make sure the parent knows, yes, he's accountable, but I want your help to make sure they're doing their things. Because who's paying for their care if it's not full insurance? The kid or the parent? Parent. So they're going to go, my kid better do stuff, or I'm not getting my money's worth, right? We don't want that to happen. So we make sure we're doing the right things to who's in the room so they actually see the benefit of not only their kid getting help. I had one parent come in, scoliosis, right? So here, boom. And it was diagnosed about 10 years ago, still having it for 1, 2, go, okay, mom and dad, kid's about probably maybe 16, 17 now, is every night or every couple nights, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I want you to check your kid and make sure he goes against the wall to make sure he's doing his exercises, staying here instead of being here and here. Okay, I want you to take a picture of it, and I go, take a picture of it, and when I see your kid next week, show me those 3 pictures. And if the kid's over here, I'll wink to the parent. And they go, okay. They'll pretend to take a picture. Even take a picture too. I go, so parent coming next time, so the parent and the kid knows, I want to see all 3 pictures. And I really don't want to see pictures, but it makes them both accountable to make sure the kid is doing their exercises and to get their body back here again. So after the adjustment, before the adjustment, whatever it's going to be, can you make sure that parent, that kid, that patient has things to do so they come back with their homework done to show you, hey, doc, I did the homework. Well, good. Because what's the big benefit? I don't want the great homework and see what they did and check it off the box. I want them feeling better. So I'm kind of tricking them, Jedi mind tricks, to make sure they're doing the things to get their body healthy and better. How many days should a patient stretch, you think? What's that? Every day. How do you verbalize that? What I do is go, okay, Johnny, just stretch days that end with Y. What days end with Y, Johnny? Every day. So can you go, okay. You know, so at that point you give them kind of things, little anecdotes. They go, so next time they come in, what days did you stretch, Johnny? Days that end with Y, doctor. Okay, good, want to make sure. So you have little things that you've kind of given them as a unique to make sure they come back with that same thing. I have 3 patients come in every week. Colleen, Marilyn, Robert. They come in, they're a little bit older, seniors, a couple health problems here and there. I adjust them, but they go, hey, I asked them about 3 weeks ago, why do you guys keep coming? You guys are pretty healthy. You go, come just kind of visit you. What's going on? We have Medicare, pays for our care. Well, okay, good, whatever. So it's something to where when they enjoy, and at least they tell me this, they probably talk about me afterwards when they leave the office, is can you get that likeness per patient by understanding who they are, and from there, not mimic, but give them what they want to have besides the adjustment. So there's that old saying, right? Like attracts like. Everyone know what that is? If someone stands like this, what do? You stand like that also. New patient, you have 5 minutes, either convince them you're going to help them, they can build the trust, or they're not. Use that 5 minutes effectively to go, okay, this patient is sitting down with crossed legs. I'm going to cross my legs slightly. They talk at a high volume. I'm going to mimic close to what their volume of speech is. They talk this fast. I'll mimic that speed of speech, I guess, whatever it's called. They use the word sciatica. So what do you say when you kind of reiterate their problem? Use the word sciatica. You know? So can you help them? Can you be on their page first so they can explain their problem and then build that trust, then bring them to your side? Slowly. You know? So at that point you go, that might make sense to me. So when I go over a patient's exam report of findings, all that stuff too, real quick in the room, I go, so we saw this in the x-rays, we have this, this, and this. Yes, we know we have sciatica, and I'm going to help fix your sciatica with the adjustment. You go, okay. So a lot of it is, can we get them to come to your side slowly by understanding their side first? Why do we do that differently? Why do we do that as versus, say, the stereotypical that our patients tell me that comes from the medical doctor? We want to make sure they get the care they need, right? We build that trust with them. By the time they lie down to get the aggressive, exciting adjustment, that's going to help them go from being out of pain to not more pain, but hopefully less pain. They understand, hey, I can trust this doctor. I've never adjusted before in my life, my first adjustment ever in my life, and I've seen action movies where someone gets their neck adjusted, they die, but I'm going to trust this doctor now, right? Too many Arnold movies out there, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, like, done, you know? So we make sure that they don't expect that. They expect, man, this doctor is pretty good. So when you adjust your patient for the first time, I should maybe second time, third time, I go, don't worry, I have good malpractice. Usually second or third time, once you break the ice a little bit, allows them again, and sometimes the first time, depends where they are, is allows them to go, okay, I'm taking it seriously, but I want to make sure we kind of keep the room at a lower temperature. If someone's stressed and they sit there, you come up to them, adjust their neck, and say nothing, what are they going to do? They're going to tighten up. Doesn't help you. So we want to make sure they're relaxed as much as possible, get them to breathe, get them to maybe count if they want to count for 1, 2. Tell them a quick story for 1, 2. I always get the neck adjustment out of the way first. That's my thing, because that's usually for them the most scary. So at that point, that scariness, that excitement, I call it, is out of the picture. You move on to everything else too. But when you get patients to understand before the adjustment again that it's going to work for them, so long term their body heals, not just feels better. In my office, I have patients ice, sometimes heat for 1, 2. I go, I want you to, in the next 3 weeks or so, based on their condition, I want you to ice or stretch no matter how good or bad you feel. I want them to realize the ice or heat they're going to do is for healing, not for pain. I go, let me say it one more time so you get that. Healing, not for pain. What happens? Usually they do before they saw you as their chiropractor, they put ice when it hurt. They put heat when it hurt. Their doctor told them not to do. But I want to do it through the whole process so they get an idea of, I want them to change their lifestyle over time, not just get an adjustment, stretch one day, and then boom, I'm healed. Who goes to the gym here? I go like 6 days a week. I'm trying to stay healthy forever, I guess. I don't know. But a lot of it is, can we get our body to understand, hey, look, when you join a gym, do you go once and go, I'm done, I'll see you next year? Some people do, but it doesn't work. So I want to make sure over time they get the idea of, can I get them to change their lifestyle of stretching every day, icing every day for the first couple weeks so it gets better, and then maintain a healthy lifestyle so you don't have to see me. I tell them, I don't have to see me, I'm too busy as it is. All right? So I want to make sure they understand that. So one more video, I think we're getting close. I'm not sure it went so quick today.
No. What I meant is that I need to go to the gym.
Oh, okay, got it. You're busy though. You're busy, right? Common quote we always forget about. Look well to the spine for the cause of disease. By who? This guy back in Greece, like, do you guys know when he was born or time frame? Something BC? Wait. BC or AD? BC, right? Back then. So we're not the first chiropractors in the universe, you know? But can we explain what's going on now versus modern healthcare to make people understand this can be cause of, again, low energy, lack of sleep, attitude, pain, obviously, but also everything else too. You know? And I'm not a doctor to say, I'm going to fix your asthma. Like, I don't know. I have legal issues with that for myself. I don't get sued again, or never been sued yet, but what? Malpractice, right? We have malpractice, we all have it. I've never used it before. I almost want to have something happen just so I can use it. But I want to make sure I go, I'm going to fix your spine so you can have better breathing. How many people had come into your office during COVID? Who stayed open? I stayed open the whole time. Again, Inland Empire, I'm out there. And then I remember watching the news every night or every day going, okay, COVID's getting worse in LA and Orange County. Crap, it's coming out this way. It's like a tidal wave, right? It's like, we get the next one. Let's start wearing masks. And I'm like, okay, when are we going to close down? We didn't close down. We stayed open. We're resilient as chiropractors patients stay healthy. So what happens? People come in, they can't breathe well. They have back pain because they've been doing this, sitting in a chair for the last 6 months. Or even after COVID ended, or during the middle of COVID, gyms closed down. All gyms closed, right, for about 6 months. The next year, I had 23 bad back injuries from people when the gyms opened up again, trying to go and lift like they were before. You know, men and women, both of them. I always tell them, they come in and they go, man, I hurt my back deadlifting. I'm like, well, what did you do? I went back to the gym, and the next day, I deadlifted again. My back hurts. Can't get better. I ask them, is there a show coming up? Like a bodybuilding show? Like, no. All right. So give yourself time. Get them to understand the cause of their injury, if possible, when that happens. Okay, how do we now get things to heal? Because when you're down there sitting and not doing it for 6 months, your body just tightened everything up. During COVID, all I had at home was my wife's 5-pound pink weights. 1,000, 1,002, 1,003. You can't do much with that. But now that we're out of all that stuff, back to normal schedule, you understand working out and staying healthy will help our spine, stay healthy too. Does that make sense to everybody? I love adjusting patients. I see, like, Friday I saw 75 people myself on Friday. My partner's out of town. But I want to make sure they understand what's going on outside of there. We're doing outside of the office to make sure your body stays healthy. So another one here. That's off a little bit, but no big deal. It says, even if this isn't the best day of your life, why not pretend? You woke up, got an email, your auto insurance went up again. Again, my biggest concern. Others like that. You woke up, the world's ending. But what if we pretend things are okay, even though we know they're not, sometimes all the time, what does our brain do? Makes us feel better. Makes us think, okay, I can get through today. And if we think that way, does our body tense up? No, not as much. We can stay more relaxed. By 5 o'clock, we still have energy versus being stuck like this all day, grinding our teeth, causing TMJ issues, maybe. So it allows your body to, this is my office since before I was there. I'm the 5th doctor in my office. At that point, it allows people to think, all right, life isn't that bad. And I had one guy come in on Wednesday and goes, man, do you read the news? I'm like, nope. Do you watch the news at all? I'm like, nope. I go, that's it. This is the end. And my mom, every time I see my mom, she goes, what does she say? Are you ready for the end, Mom? Or what does she say? The end's coming or something like that. I go, Mom, let it come right. I'm tired of being anxious about it. Does it happen? You know? So it's almost like making sure we're ready for today, make our mindset ready for the day. So at that point, we know ourselves first. We can help ourselves first. At that point, we can help our patients. Every morning, my own personal thing, I stretch 15 minutes. I'll make sure the rigor mortis from last night that accumulated the last 6 hours when I was sleeping, I get that rigor mortis out of my body. Then I can start my day by going to work out, walk the dog, do something before I get into the office. Get my day started. I want to make sure my blood is pumping, so this is working up here, so I can finally hopefully work a slideshow maybe eventually. At that point, get things going. So now, here, we all have this. Do you have all of this in your office? Maybe, maybe not. Spine, right? It shows them what we do. I have one in my front desk, one in my report room, so it shows all the bones, how they work properly. This is my x-ray screen in the back. I do digital x-rays. I show their x-ray versus normal. So why is that? When you simplify things for people, they can understand it better. I'm not going to talk to my colleagues like I would a patient. How many people you know that do that? It's like frustrating. I have my podcasts, like I said earlier, in my podcast, I tell them, Doc, talk to me like you would talk to a kid on my show. Don't talk to me like we're talking about these big 3-letter words. I don't even use that anymore. Talk like we would talk about to kids, how chiropractic works, how health works. Keep it as simple as possible. So by doing that, you're not going to talk over someone's head. So you just see, like, what do you see? You're in the headlights. Like, okay, that makes sense. No, it doesn't, but I'll say it does. At that point, allows them to actually see the imaging again. Communication, imaging. There's a good one here. I'm not going to try to push play. Here you go. Boom.
There it is. Good. On your side.
Simple.
Kids are great. Kids move so easy. Can you show Joe the x-rays too?
I just feel like it's still a little tight.
Okay, a little tight.
Yeah.
That's getting better.
Mom and
Yeah.
daughter, easy stuff.
See that? Alright. Good. With your work, you hunch over a lot. It's 'cause you
This is my Saturday. When I work Saturdays, I don't anymore. It's like maybe 30 people. Rock them and go.
All the way out.
Ugh.
Deep breath in. All the way out. And again. All the way out. Good. On your side for me too.
Easy stuff.
Want to knock it out. Feel good? Good. On your stomach.
You wore a tie back then. Crazy.
Then again.
Richard.
Good. On your side. Easy. Good. All right. All the way up. All the way up. The shoulder relaxing.
Good.
Okay. You okay? Good.
Not that quick. Come on. How's this clipped in there? Can't move that fast.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Deep breath in. All the way out. How'd that feel?
That one felt like I needed it.
This guy's funny.
Oh. Oh man. Wow. Is that really loud? Yeah. Oh. Is that loud? Oh. Okay. Well, let's do the other side.
Yeah.
This one too. Bring your feet together for me. That's so scary.
I distract you with the feet.
Breath in.
Little seizure.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh my God. This is so scary.
See, the rib comes from here down. Right in that spot. Deep breath in.
The one left. Seizure. Legs.
Hey, Dr. Toby, thank you.
There you go. Well, this one a second. Go back to that. Let's go back to picture doesn't play. There we go. So what happens when you adjust someone? You don't know their reaction until you adjust them for the first time. So it just allows them to be entertained along with yourself. And when his spouse is in the room too, same thing. They're entertained also. When you're entertained, what happens? You laugh, you have fun, you leave happier. Who likes to go to comedy shows? Boom, love them. I like to sit in the front. My wife sits in the back. She's like, don't sit in the front. I have to. I said, I'm a chiropractor. I'm half Filipino. Use me for the show if you need to. Go for it. Doesn't matter to me. When you enjoy being in that environment, allows them to go, hey, look, this is just going to be healthy, yes. Feeling good, yes, but also fun. So I want to see another comedy show. I want to go to another adjustment. Have fun with it. What happens sometimes you get patients in your office in a lot of pain. Serious note, per se. A lot of pain. So what do you have to do? You still have to treat them, but you want to make sure you're more cautious sometimes. But sometimes you have patients too, on the other note, that are sometimes dramatic, right? They have pain like, your pain's not bad. Oh, but I can't move. I'm like, all right, okay, Jack. I'll show you in a second, Jack. Great guy, has some pain, had some issues before too, but sometimes they get a little dramatic. So can you read your patients well to still be aggressive to help them long term? Because the wife says, hey, Jack's coming in, treat him please. Don't let him be dramatic with him. Like, okay, got it, wife. You know? So when you get the heads up, you go, I can jump on this guy. The minute when I jump on him is I'm gonna be aggressive to make sure they feel better. This is Jack next. Real good guy. Seen him a while, but comes in. He works in studio stuff. He does a lot of camera stuff and on set with one of the big police, I guess, series stuff. So he's always busy. So he comes in, he's beat up. So watch him real quick too. You understand what I mean? Here you go. If this plays. I don't think it's a picture. Should play in a second. Might be a picture. I don't know if it's that one or not. Here he is. Ugh.
Right, I'm gonna go across your back over to the door. Right there. Oh, how did you know I was there? It's magic. Oh, shoot! You told me earlier. Okay, magic. Oh, shoot. That was no practice. You'll be fine. Deep breath in. All the way up. And head back for me too. Head back. Other side will be ready. Let me know the way to do it. I'm just gonna set you up first. Right here. Good. One more breath in. All the way up. And go right here. Head back a little bit. Head back. Push a little bit. That's the one. Go back.
Made me sweat.
Well, okay. And then you're
I'm sweating.
I was able to do this yesterday.
Then keep your knees up.
My knees up.
Help relax the back. Now cross your arms from each other.
Oh man.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Relax.
Tell them also, remember Lamaze. Keep breathing.
Same side? Yeah.
It's like a. What is normal?
Yeah. It's in the part you get there.
Ah.
Does that feel different, the same?
I feel relieved.
Yeah.
I feel. I think I'm still gonna.
It's going to be muscle spasm, but not the joint lock.
Again,
Here it comes
what is
down.
the high knees? Why does it do that? I don't know.
So when I pick this one up, I'm good. When I pick it, I'm good.
That's the unstable side. Your
Right.
left side.
Okay.
So your job today is focus on some stretching. If I think it feels good.
Yeah.
Keep your body moving. So tomorrow morning, you have control of all your 100%. You had this one blows your head, that's why you had that sharp pain. Now it's calming down. Now we kind of get to where the spine doesn't unlock completely, so you can get back 100% again.
Yeah.
So it just happens to take care of it right.
I mean, yesterday was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So I felt I was able to sleep today a little better.
Oop. Did that one already? Oh, okay, good. Nah, no big deal. Good, just 1 second. Go back there. Good. So a lot of it is you can have patients with different reactions, right? So part of what I address him, how do you know it's there? I go, it's magic. I don't know. But he goes like, okay. So he understands, because I know him already, that I'm trying to keep the temperature of the room down, not up. You ever have someone come to your, like even your house and go, what are you doing, people just in public? I had someone in my house and my water heater died, right? I'm like, okay, I couldn't fix it myself on YouTube. Wasn't working, I'm like, crap, to call someone. Real nice guy, mom and pop shop. And they're like, man, this is really bad. I don't know, I fix this thing. I'm like, first of all, Mike, don't be so dramatic about my water heater. It's a water heater. Just tell me what it is. You want to exaggerate the problem sometimes, because some doctors do. Everyone's different. To where you make the problem worse in their head versus bring the temperature down. Hey, it's a problem. Like, what's it going to cost to fix my water heater? To actually, you had to I have to change the whole thing out. I'm like, okay, what's it going to cost? $1,200. Mike, that's all you had to say. I thought I had a whole house plumbing issue. I have to hop like 30 grand. You know? So I'm like, Mike, it's not a big deal. Here's my card. Go get one. Got one the same day, get it in there. But by telling him a solution in a calm manner, go, we're going to fix this thing. Mike, I know, Jack, I know where it is. Let's fix you. Lie down, let's take care of you. You're going to be in sore, you're going to be in pain. Let's fix you so things get better. So at that point, you want to make sure, as you guys know, patients feel comfortable over time. Give them a solution. At that point, you're done. And at that point, make them feel happy at the very end. It's simple to say, right? But every patient is different. Anyone in your office, you have interns in your office? I have interns that come in my office from high school, Cal State Fullerton down here, and also from the Bellevue RP. I like interns. I love them. Because I help teach them. They need even a chiropractor sometimes. Hopefully they don't. It's a crazy profession, as you guys know. But a lot of it is how do you get them to understand bedside manner? And a lot of my interns too, they have great book knowledge, right? That's why they're so smart, but they've now want to become a medical doctor, a nurse, someone in healthcare. I go, now I'm going to help your smart kid, I tell them, but let's help you learn bedside manner. I go, so when you come in the room with me, just shadow me. Every time you come in the room, I'm going to pick up one thing from my visit with that patient. Also, remember the patient's name. Why is someone's name so important? It's what they want to respond to connect with you. I come in my office and go, I walk by the front door, hey, what's up, Scott? How are you? I know that person is ready. They go, man, how does he know my name? I see him every week or so. A new patient comes in the office. My staff knows they're coming at 10 o'clock. Somebody they haven't seen before, they come in at 10 o'clock. What's the patient usually say? Hey, Carol, nice to meet you. Boom. That gives you instant trust with that patient because you know their name. By having that allows them to understand, hey, they know me. I can trust them. I can come back for another adjustment for 1, 2. I can trust, like Jack does, even though I'm in a lot of pain, I can still get adjusted to feel better. At that point, you get that connection right away. And sometimes I'm good at it, so I'm like, what's that person's name? I'll get him next time. Or you also, too, you left them on a Friday, come back on a Monday, you talked about, say, some show on Friday. I like the show right now called Receivers with, on, I think it's Netflix. I go, hey, Tyler, Monday comes around. I go, Tyler, watch the movie Receivers on the weekend. Oh, yeah, me and my wife watched it. Cool, how'd it go? Loved it, we loved it. Okay, good. I'll see you next week. So that quick connection, remembered what they said, what they did, allows them, again, that connection. Hey, I can trust this guy. I know him. I want him to see my wife. My friend down the street had an accident, car accident. I want him to come see my chiropractor. What is your best patient referral source? What's that? Word of mouth, but also previous patients too, right? Same thing. Both are right. So when I have end of the month, my staff has a list of all the new patients of the month. I go, I want to make sure 50% at least is coming from personal referrals. Other stuff would be from social media, Google, Yelp, all the stuff too. Also, it's going to be really how do we get people to understand we're going to help them, but indirectly we don't. Obviously, we don't. I don't want to say expect it, but the goal is can I help Johnny? So Johnny refers his sister and his mom in, his aunt in. Makes my job easy. When I'm in practice, working 6 days a week, I go to UPS in my area and do screenings. Go do talks. I still like doing talks. That's my thing. I like doing talks. But it's something where I use that the way to market. Who's old enough like myself that had a Yellow Page ad? Well, we spent a lot of money on that thing. It was I think $1,500. We had it's called a double truck ad. Open up the Yellow Pages, boom. Colored ad, boom, huge, right? And even the white page is another $800 or something like that. Now, who uses Yellow Pages now? I do, as a doorstop. Great doorstop. My garage sometimes, my outdoor garage, outdoor to the outside. But it's something where how are we promoting, how are we, again, word of mouth, educating our patients that we use social media, we use YouTube, we educate our patients through videos, exercises for 1, 2. Again, these are great videos that were done about probably 10 years ago. That's why I wore a tie back then, and I didn't have any facial hair. Now it's how do I make sure we progress as things change, if we want to now communicate the way patients want to communicate? How do patients that don't know you move to your area? They want to find another chiropractor because they want to drive to, say, if they're from Santa Barbara, or whatever. At that point, they don't drive up and down all the time for a chiropractor. How do you want to know you? They want to see your social media sometimes, but most of all your Yelp and your Google. So we're going to put stuff out there, have our patients give us referrals or reviews that tell us we're a good guy or good girl. Anyone here get marketed by people that do marketing for chiropractors? Emails, phone calls, all stuff. They always ask me, how come you always have 5-star reviews? And then when I tell them, I know where they live. Make sense? They're my patients. Oh, I had one time we had makes sense, right? Makes sense? I have all their addresses on my file. So and they go, oh, that makes sense. But at one time I had a review, because it comes on my phone, a 1-star review. I'm like, what the heck? 1-star review guy. It was a long review too. It was about, I took x-rays, I went x-rays. I'm like, who's this guy? Found out he's in Kentucky. Okay, it's the same office name, Kentucky. I'm like, okay. So what I did, because we have a meeting every Monday, took a screenshot of it. Screenshot it. I replied back, hey, I think you have the wrong office. I apologize for your experience. Hope you get a better experience. 10 minutes, he deleted the whole thing. I'm like, perfect, I got the screenshot. Come in Monday morning to my office and go, guys, my partner and my office manager and 2 staff, I go, got a 1-star review, like, no, because you know I get pissed if that happens. So I go, who was it? I'm not going to tell you. We do our 3-hour morning session with our patients. I'll tell you at the meeting. So at the meeting, I'm like, I read the review, like, that's not us, that's not us. I'm like, it's not us, but it could have been us if we don't watch your P's and Q's. So that allows you to go keep you and your staff on point to make sure you take care of your patients, right? We have to. This is his life. Sometimes our reputation is based on what people think, their perspective, not the truth. So you want to make sure both, if possible, both are as good as possible. Your higher standard, right? I want someone to go, man, I saw your reviews, look great. Can I get the same experience? I'm like, I hope so. What's going on with you? So that allows them to go, man, I saw your YouTube video. I saw this. Can I get the same? Can I feel better too? I'm like, let's find out what problems you have. I don't know yet. But it gives them that excitement to come in your office to get the help they want. Because what happens by the time they come to your office as a new patient, they've gone where? They're a medical doctor. They've had pills, had no results. PT, no results. MRI, nothing's going on, we can't find anything. Like my patient Jaime last October. Or CT, whatever he had, CT. So at that point, by having him the experience, they go, man, first day I came in, and I do everything the first day. I came in, I saw my x-rays, so I understood what the problem was. Even though I had Martha come in 2 weeks ago, Kaiser for 6 months. X-rays, MRI, can't find anything wrong with you. Okay, comes to my office first day, take new x-rays, explain. And what happens when you take an x-ray with a medical doctor? What happens? They look at the report, they go, nothing's wrong with you. Huh. Do you even look at the x-ray? No, they don't. So I go, we're going to take an x-ray. I say medically, what happens medically when you take an x-ray and it's negative, it's nothing's wrong with you x-ray with medically, is nothing's broken, nothing's torn, there's no tumor. Yay, you're going to live. But X-ray office tells you the spine is off compared to normal. Look at normal. Does it look the same? I ask them, does it look the same? They go, no. I'm like, you're a radiologist now. You're better than most medical doctors. But I go, not the same alignment, not the same spacing. Bone shifted off here and there. Is that normal to you? No. This is your x-ray. Let's fix this so your pain goes away with the adjustment. Boom. I go, man, no one told me that. I'm like, it's so frustrating as a chiropractor because they could have gotten help 6 months ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. I had someone come in 3 years of pain. I go, why do you wait so long? I thought it'd get better. I go, man, you are a very optimistic person. 3 years of pain. Very optimistic. But I got to go, how do we make sure they understand, boom, if you want to, same day x-rays, same day's treatment, they leave and they feel like they were cared for. Boom. Help our patients at every time they come in the door so they feel the benefit of, man, Martha last 2 weeks ago, I came in your office, I said, what I do also, I get jump around sometimes, I call them the next day. Call them the next day, or if they came in the morning shift, I'll call them that afternoon. How'd your treatment go? Any questions at all? Did you get the email, the exercises? Go, man, and Martha goes, I came in and I feel pretty good. But one more thing is, I understand my problem now. I understand what the problem is. She's a teacher. That's all I want to do, understand my problem. Now I know how to get myself better with your adjustments. I go, got you. I gave her what she wanted, but also now she understands chiropractic will help her start walking and running again. Why not? We can help our patients understand that by doing certain things to help them understand their problem first, and then help them get better by chiropractic and other things outside the office if need be. But the thing is, when you help someone long term, the benefit is now they're healthier, which is all we want to do really, but also they're willing to go, hey, go see a chiropractor. They're, like we talked about earlier, that word of mouth is always your best way to help the next person. You know, I want people to come in Monday morning. I call it Emergency Monday. People call on Monday morning. Can I come in? I got this problem, this problem. I have 2 staff on Monday morning normally answering the phones. One's for patients that are coming in right now. One's for new patients. Because I listed something this weekend. I know what happened, but I need to see you right away. Why are you coming in here? Johnny, my friend at work, says I have to go see a chiropractor. Go see you. Okay. So I have Monday morning, usually schedule patients for the afternoon, patients for the afternoon, maybe later that day if we have time, and boom, boom, boom. Sets up our whole week. By helping someone on a Friday, you're helping someone really understand not only how chiropractic works with the spine, if that's what you do, but also how it helps them feel better and stay better. That make sense? You know, and all it is too, I'm going to sit there and go, here's your x-rays. This is what's going on. Be excited with them. Hey, what else is going on? What else can I do to help you? You know, what else are you feeling that might be coming from your spine too? I give them a list. I give them something to read before I walk in there. I give them like maybe 2 minutes to kind of settle in. You have back pain. Here's a pamphlet on back pain. Read this for me and let me know what you think. So I want to make sure not only the visual I give them, but also if they're more comfortable understanding how through reading or comprehension, if that's the same thing, about that point, get them to understand that way too. We said your problems here from the spine, come from the back, causing sciatica, right? At that point, let's see what sciatica really is. They may hear my words, but make like, maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't make sense. The doctor talks way too fast. Whatever. So what I do is go, here's what it really is, break it down for them. Here's a piece of paper or a pamphlet. Read this. I'll see you in about probably 2 minutes once I see another patient. I'll bring you to a room, get treated. So help understand is that a lot of people want to learn their own way. So again, I send them exercises. Watch the exercise video. Ask me questions afterwards. Exercise twice a day if that's what my plan is with them. Make sure you ice afterwards or heat for 10, 15 minutes. I want them on a regimen because that helps them understand this is a process, not a one-time thing, right? Help people understand that chiropractic is phenomenal when you explain it in that step process. So wherever they are, they come to you with more questions. Who has kids here? I have four as far as I know. That's what I have. But a lot of it is, my wife loves to okay, I'm going to go check on them here. And, they came with the gas station. They're there for 10 minutes. I'm like, leave them alone. I want my kids to come with me with questions of what they're doing and what I can help them with. Because when someone comes to you with questions, what happens? They want to understand and learn. When you just talk, you're going to go one ear, one out the other ear, if you have kids. When they come hey, I want to start this business. One of my stepsons wants to start an online bookstore. Okay, how do I start that? I go, okay, we'll sit down and we'll have lunch and we'll kind of walk through a process. But I go, hey, what do you want to do next? What do you want to do next? Leave me alone. So when patients come to you and they ask you, you start talking about the spine, how nerves work, how the disc works, how that connects to this, and this in your brain, in your autonomic system, in your nervous system, in your parasympathetic, sympathetic. What happens? They go, all right, let's see when this doctor's going to be done talking. So we want to make sure, what's your question about your spine? What other questions do you have? How else can I help you? When they start talking, and say, for example, they go, yeah, my back hurts from this when I do this. And you go, oh, yeah, if you say, hey, my back hurt also as a doctor. Yeah, I went water skiing, and I caused this happen, and I fell over. Now my back's hurt about 2 months. If you water ski, I don't because it's too dangerous for me. At that point, what happens is, man, I water ski too as a doctor. You're going, telling the patient, yeah, water skiing also 2 years ago hurt my back too. Man, it hurts down my leg. The patient's going why is the doctor telling me his story? You want to make sure when you talk to a patient, I always tell myself, I had the same experience in my head, but I'm going to not say anything. I'm going to tell myself, don't talk. At that point, let them tell their story. They want you to know what caused their pain. Give them the opportunity to really express themselves because what happens with a medical doctor, they don't get that. It's a quick boom, 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 boom. They may even, as you guys know, see the nurse more than the actual doctor. So give them that 5 minutes of time to explain their story because when you do, as we know, you build trust with the patient. That trust allows to better care, allows them long-term to get their benefit of feeling better. And then hopefully feeling better leads to getting healthy, so at that point they stay better. And they learn how to become their best doctor to stay healthy long term. And from there, they become your best, again, word of mouth patient, telling them exactly how to stay healthy. They know when I have hand tingling, I go in right away. I have my back, it's a little sore, I go in right away. I don't wait 3 months again, like I did the first time, or 3 years sometimes for people. They know I'm going to make an appointment tomorrow because their standard of care is here for their own health. Now they know when it goes a little bit lower, boom, I got to go see a chiropractor right away. Become their I think in school they said the portal of entry doctor. You're that for them now because you built the trust that sometimes other doctors don't. Sometimes other chiropractors don't. So be that better doctor for your patients. That's why Monday for me is the most important time of the week for me. I see new people, old people, everybody. Anyone's here, senior patients, say over 65 or even older, they see a doctor like maybe once a week, twice a week. And when they go to the doctor, I get always the backlash of like, I saw my doctor this week, you want to give me more pills? I said I don't want any pills. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go again with my patient. At that point, I go, her name's Stephanie. I go, hey, Stephanie, you got what you wanted to get. At that point, be your advocate for yourself. I tell them, if you need me, I'll call your doctor for you. Doesn't matter to me. It takes me 2 minutes. Call someone else's doctor. I go, I know you have any kids. Upon your overall family, I can be your son for the day. And just call for you. You know? At that point, that they go, Doc, I don't need that, but if I need to, I will. I know you would. So thank you for doing that. You know, one time I had a patient, English was second language for them, so they had to call someone, their medical doctor or their insurance company, because they couldn't get through because of the language barrier. So I go, hey, I'm going to have my staff who does speak Spanish call for you to make sure you get information taken care of. I go, why are you guys doing that? She goes, she's kind of like questioning me, why are you doing that? I'm like, I want to help you. She goes, no one's ever done that before. You know, so when you take the extra step to help someone outside of just the chiropractic visit, again, not that you have to do it out of heart, right? But you have to make sure you're understanding as you're building up that trust and that patient care. So at that point, they want to see you. You're their doctor, their go-to doctor. I have patients all the time come in with their MRI. I go, Sally, I don't read MRIs. Sorry, I'm not a radiologist. But I want the report, and if you need to, I can send this to my friend who's a radiologist to read them for you. That works for you. Like, thanks, Doc, appreciate that. When you have people come in with other health issues that are not chiropractic related, I go, appreciate that, but I want to make sure they understand I'm going to help them the next step. Because our care is not the adjustment, not just our office. As either sole practitioner or partnership, whatever you're in right now, we have to work in our office, but also on our office too. So I do a lot of videos from my office, short videos, long format videos, my podcast. I do interviews with chiropractors, other healthcare practitioners too. So that point allows people to understand my office is not just a chiropractic visit office, it's also about healthcare, right? Can we educate our patients well through even outside of chiropractic sometimes of other healthcare alternatives to make them understand you have to take care of your health. This is 2024, right? Who here has a zero deductible for their health insurance? Seen your doctor, get medications. Anybody? Nobody. We all have to pay out of pocket. So can we be the advocate for them, get to pay no matter what, so they feel the value of their dollars going toward their health care? Not medication, not surgeries, not psychotherapy if that's not what they need, like my one patient. So you got to understand that with chiropractic, again, I can go on forever for this, is can we educate our patients whatever way they want to learn, and say, for example, video, long format, short format, and give them a way to educate themselves versus just talking to them all the time. Who here goes to YouTube to fix something? I do. All the time, love YouTube. Okay? YouTube videos, long format, short format videos too. They want to learn what you do before they walk in the door. No one goes in, I'm going to call this office, go in tomorrow. Okay, what do you guys do? No, because it sometimes is scary for them. Because they're calling you because you have a problem, not because just go visit. I just want to see what you do here. If you have a problem, you want to take care of it. If we help them understand their problem, again, going back to it, that would get them better and keep them better for one too. So it's not that hard, as you guys know, but consistency. I practiced for 20 years. Right? I want to do that at least 10, 15 years. Okay? but I want to make sure we take care of our own bodies too, correct? So we have to make sure we're doing the certain things for ourselves, help our patients. I had a guy, one of my chiropractors up the street from me called me, him and his wife, good people, a little bit younger than myself. He goes, hey, my husband, she's the office manager and the wife, and then he's a chiropractor. Husband playing pickleball, and what did he do? He tore his Achilles. Can you work like that? Not so much. Sole practitioner, by himself. Had to hire another chiropractor to come into his office to see his patients. So you got to be careful out there, right? We can't do crazy stuff sometimes. I like to see the videos on Instagram, I think, or TikTok, where guys are skiing and they just fall down the mountain and just get crushed. I see my buddy he's up in Utah. My other friend snowboards, another friend skis too. I send the video, go, here's the video. This is the 475,000th time reason I'm not gonna ski or snowboard anymore. Because I want to make sure I keep myself healthy. Again, 50 years old, I'm on the other side of the fence now. I have my AARP card. You know, that's what I do. But at that point, when you take your risk outside of your practice to stay healthy, getting adjusted, stretching, strengthening your body for one too, at that point you allow yourself a long career without having to take breaks, because if you close your office, where the patient's going to go? What are you going to say? Oh, done with chiropractic. He's closed, I'm done with chiropractic. You're going to go down the street. See somebody else if you need to. People always have problems. At that point, make yourself available to your patient. I work with a partner all the time. I worked since I've been in practice. Partner, because I can take days off. He can take days off. We can actually enjoy our life outside of chiropractic care. If you're a sole practitioner, just my advice is be careful. You know, I have a mountain bike. I look at it and go, man, last time I rode my mountain bike, I kind of fell pretty hard. I might have to go in my donation next week to the Veterans Association. You know? So at that point, you got to be careful what you do, but enjoy life as much as you can. Are you the best example of a healthy person for your patient? Have you ever asked yourself that? Am I staying healthy enough for myself so my patients see my result?
About 25, 30 minutes.
Okay, good. So at that point, we can get everybody healthy. You don't want to get adjusted here. I asked this earlier. You don't want to get adjusted? You guys are good? Everyone's healthy? Come on over, sir. Quick adjustment, boom. Not that hard. But I'm going to use, and what's your name? Ethan Tony, nice to meet you. How long have you been practice for?
5 years now.
Fantastic. Where do you go to school?
SCU.
Awesome. How do you like your experience there?
I liked it. They taught me good.
Good. So being my new patient for 1-2, anything going on?
No.
Good. How do you stay healthy, my friend?
Get adjusted, work out.
Perfect. Workout, do you stretch a lot too? Yeah. Good. When you talk to patients, do you work on stretching and then strengthening, or a combination of both?
Yeah. Start more with stretching and then strengthening once.
Good. Isn't it amazing when you have injuries in your office that you ask your patients what they do, and you ask them like, how much do you stretch for strength? I'm like, I ask them, do you ever stretch? And they go, when they pause, what does that usually say?
They don't.
Nothing. When you hear a pause, they go, that means that they don't want to tell you their answer. All right, so how do you like it adjusted? What's your way to get adjusted? What's your thing?
Yeah, wherever the way you're best at.
Boom, done. Anything going on? Injuries, headaches, neck pain?
No.
Good. Stay healthy. What do you do for fun? What's your fun thing?
Golf.
Good. Where do you like to play?
My country club.
Perfect. Where do you go?
Victorville. It's,
Nice.
Beverly
Nice.
Hills.
Hey, we met at the Moet thing, right?
Yeah.
That's right. The one at the golf.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
right. It's all come back. I'm older, man. I can't remember all
I
this
do-
stuff.
I do the same thing.
I have a file to upload sometimes in my head.
You make those connections. You're like, oh, yeah.
And that's one thing when you have connections and everyone wants attorneys, not attorneys, is use those all you want, right? I have another guy. He started his own private practice. I've heard him the Moat law too.
Yeah.
Get him started.
Nice.
You know.
Good.
Oh, well,
Good.
good. Is it Stein Chiropractic? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Has it opened up 3 offices now or 2 offices?
We got 5.
Yes, 5. Well, you guys are running that place up there. That's like the mafia of Victorville. Deep breath in. All right. There you go. All the way out. And one time. Good. Side face. How many doctors you guys have up there?
Across all of them, we got 7.
Where do you get them from normally? What's that?
Wherever, really.
Perfect. Deep breath in. All the way out. There we go. Other side for me too. Easy stuff. When you guys adjust someone, do you ever, I saw myself, do you ever use a table to help your back? So you have a high-low, right? Perfect. What I do, I put my knee on the table here on the side. At that point, I can lean over. There's no back pressure. If I do this, there's more back pressure. So when you get older, again 50, use your whatever you can to help your body not feel sore at the end of the day. You're still young. You can handle it. You're still invincible, Ethan. Whatever. I'm not jealous at all. Deep breath in. All the way out. There you go. Sit up for me, too.
Love it. Love it.
Got it. And then face this way for me. You ever get your shoulder adjusted?
Yeah, they're
No.
frequently.
Perfect. So bring your right hand to your right ear. I like to adjust shoulders, too, just to kind of feel them out for one, because as you know, next to the neck and upper back. This way here, too. Boom. There you go, my friend.
Thank you.
See the next event, bud?
Yes. Well,
Okay, there you go. There you go. Enjoy hitting balls, man. Oh, I know. You got to have a fun thing, right? I try to play golf at least once a week, or at least go out there and hack sometimes. But when you use a table or a chair, whatever you're going to use, if you can support your body better here, just let your legs hold that pressure on your knee or lower leg. At that point, this feels a lot easier. But if you feel more comfortable, instead of doing this here, adjust them seated if you want to. You know, they're as a new patient for one too. He's been adjusted before. They're gonna do whatever you ask them to do, seated, standing, lying on their head, whatever it might be. And for kids too, I like doing like you saw in the video too. I like doing kids that are shorter than my table. I adjust them here, face down, because they're gonna move real easy, right? Versus here. Why is that better for you as a chiropractor? Legally. Because you're not in their face the whole time. So adjusting them this way, having the parent in the room the whole time and or the door open allows you to avoid that the doctor did this. You know? So you want to make sure you're safe too legally. Again, my buddy tells me all the stories he hears about his pediatricians. That point, you make sure you're safe with everything else. I have doors that do close, and I'll sometimes close them if I have an older patient, but I leave them usually a little bit more open. At that point, there's no confusion of what we're doing in the room. Because what happens, again, we'll talk about it later, the naughty stories at the state level, is the patient said this about the doctor, but there was nothing, and it was a closed room, and blah, 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 blah. At that point, you go, okay. Then what happens at the state level? Are you considered the normal U.S. citizen as a healthcare practitioner at the state level? No. It's like Russia or communist North Korea or something, to where you're guilty until you're proven innocent at the state level. Maybe just reputation-wise. So you have to make sure you've done everything you can to make your office transparent in what you're doing. You know, so make sure you're keeping yourself safe for the long run. I'm not worried about Johnny. I'm worried about my long-term career with my overall patient level, not just one person. Have good reputation can help you. Bad reputation can really be a bad thing, I think, for most people. So going back to it too, keep yourself safe. Ethan, play golf for one too as much as you can. Have a fun thing. When you talk to your patients about getting healthy, do you have them go on the stationary bike? Do you have them go for a walk? Do you have them do like, I don't know, pickleball or something? What do you usually ask them how to get healthy? What do you kind of use? I always go, what's your fun thing? What's your fun activity? They go, I do it for walks. Cool, start walking. Why is it important to maybe starting someone? Frank, he's had bad back. He could barely it was like using the wall just to get around the office. I was like 2 months later, I'm like, Frank, you're so dramatic. And he became like, I know. It's sore. So a lot of it is now, he's better, start going for walks. Feels good, go for longer walks. Feels good, go for maybe a little bit of jog. So if someone's walking like 20 minutes, I go 20-minute walk. At that point, out of that 20 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes walk. At that point, 5 minute, maybe a little jog. And then 5-minute walk, come home, put some ice on it afterwards. Now Martha is the one who saw a couple weeks ago. She's a big runner, wants to get back doing marathons and everything else too. I go, Martha, we're not going to run a marathon tomorrow. You're not signed up for anything, right? Nothing signed up for. LA Marathon is not until next March, I think. At that point, let's make sure by then you feel comfortable by walking just 20 minutes right now. He goes, Doc, that's it. I'm like, yeah. See, because your back was screwed up when you came in. I go, he goes, yeah, you're right. So at that point I go, 20-minute walk today. Tomorrow feels good. Then out of that 20 minutes, then make 5 minutes into a little bit of a jog. Next day feels good, add 5 minutes to another jog. So at that point, go to 30 minutes, go to 40 minutes. But give them a routine to start building up slowly, whatever they want to do. At that point, they go, okay. That kind of help for one too. What happens, the patient comes in like, man, doc, comes in Monday, I go, my back's killing me. What did you do? I went for a 2-mile run. I'm like, you haven't ran in like 6 months. Yeah, but I felt good, right? When you work out the first time, what happens? First time you work out, or a patient works out, what kicks in? Adrenaline. And all of a sudden you feel so good. At that point, boom, you're like, what happens the next day? They wake up next day like, or even at the worst is the second day they wake up after a crazy workout. They go, I couldn't move. I started laughing, like, you know it's happening. Like, yeah, I know. Told me not to do that much. But I felt so good. My buddy pushed me. You know, so I'm like, come on. So you gotta give them a good, realistic reputation. What happens when you build them up slowly? They have confidence their back is getting better. They have confidence their neck is getting better. They go, man, doc, I wasn't able to walk 20 minutes. I couldn't do that 2 months ago. Now I can actually walk 20 minutes and it feels good. Good. Now let's add maybe 10 more minutes. Let's add 5 more minutes. So you have that, again, that tone of voice changes in there as the patient. They have that confidence again in the patient, like, man, that really worked. Go, man, you sound better. Go, why, I do? Yeah, you do. It's like things are getting better, right? Nod your head. Yeah, they are getting better. Huh, it does work. It's magic. Chiropractic is magic all the time. So make sure you understand, let your patients get that little bit of a hope, give them something to do. At that point, that action shows you're actually helping them. They can do more and more and more. So back to my patient from actually yesterday, back to deadlifting again. Over time, not tomorrow. But at that point, get them a chance to really get themselves better by slowly progressing through a routine. Maybe with you, maybe with their PT, maybe with their coach, whatever it is too. At that point, you guide them so you become, some of my reviews say, you're my health coach. I'm like, I'm not a health coach. But a lot of it is, can you help them build up a little routine that you may know that they may not know, get themselves healthy. I had one guy, UPS, real nice guy, manual, and he's never worked out a day in his life. Never worked out a day in his life, but he now has back pain at 25. Now he has this going on. So I go, man, do you want to get, I said, Brandon, first, again, I always start with this, my patients, especially under 30, are you invincible? He goes, doc, I don't think anymore. No. All right, are you stop drinking Red Bulls? I'm like, you should if you want to, it's up to you. But do you want to start getting healthier again? Okay, yeah, your back's your back. I don't care about your back. I care about you getting healthy. What's the big picture? And they go, actually, I do. I've seen him for about probably 2 months now. He bought a book on how to stretch, how to strengthen. He started going to the gym. He's like, I've never gone to the gym in my life. What do I do at the gym? Just show up, treadmill, 20 minutes. Okay, did it for a full week. When I tell people, join the gym because you're going to pay for it. When you pay for something, what happens when you pay for something? You value. There's a saying, when you pay attention. You know, when you have an expensive car, you're going to get it washed maybe once a week. You're going to take care of it, whatever it is. So when you pay for a gym or a coach or a trainer, you pay attention because you're going to show up. Show up for a week and just do treadmill for 20 minutes. Go, why? I want your routine of going. Next week, start a lightweight workout routine. Just do this for one. It's not me, is it? Okay. So at that point, so from that one too, then start this and this and this and this. Now he's working out 3 days a week, doing weights one day, cardio another day. But he goes, man, I feel so much better. Man, it does work. And we know it works. But you want to hear them for the first time experience that, man, it does work. I have more energy now. I can last the full shift at UPS and not feel exhausted. I feel I can wake up in the morning, I'm not in pain. I go, man, it really works. I'm like, I know. Because you did the work. Because you did the work. Not me, you did the work. You go, what do you do now to make sure that stays? I'm going to keep going, doc. I'm going to keep going. Because when you get that initial boom, that passion into doing what he wants to do, they see this is going to help me stay healthy long term. I go, you're 25, Manuel. How many days do you have to work? What's your routine like? He's like, I don't even know. I go, 62, sir, at least. UPS, they have good insurance, health insurance, but he's single now, maybe get married in the future. But unless you have someone who's a sugar mom or whatever, at that point, you're going to have insurance that whole time you have to work to maybe close to that per se. What were you doing before I saw you? Could you do that and work 62? I'm like, I couldn't work to 30. 5 years from now? So can you now maintain a lifestyle so you can work up to what you want to retire to stay healthy? Think he'll be a lifetime patient? Probably. Unless I move or he moves or one of us goes, you know? But can we make sure to understand, by helping someone understand, it only takes I don't spend 20 minutes in a room with them and all this stuff too. It takes 2 minutes to go, hey, look, let's work on one thing when you go to the gym tomorrow. Go one thing the next couple days. So I see you on Friday. Between now and then, work out twice, 2 times. When I see you Friday, let me know how it went. Why do I say that? They have to do their homework. By having homework, then you go, I got to go. If not, doc's going to be mad at me. You know? And again, maybe because I'm older, I don't know. I'm more straightforward. Someone comes in and go, Doc, I don't want to do an exercise or stretch. I'm like, good for you. Do whatever you want to do. It's a free country. I'm not going to force them to do anything. But can we make them understand we're their resource, their library for information to stay healthy? Diet, nutrition, even mindset too, right? I always ask them, when you go home at night, what do you do after work? Go on my Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I'm like, that's cool, whatever. But are you watching funny stuff or depressing stuff? You know, what are you doing? What kind of stuff? If they ask me, how do I change this to feel better? I go home and watch a funny movie. Something funny, not depressing or sad. Don't watch the news, maybe. I don't know what it is. But can we make sure we're doing the right things in our mindset so we sleep well, wake up well, and have, again, we have this here, so we have a better mindset realistically for ourselves for the next day. So if we allow our body to have our body and mind physically healthy, ourselves for one too, being an example for our patients, then allow our patients to have that experience of, I'm their library of information. To get there too, you become the healthcare practitioner for that person, that family, and their friends too, and their community. So I tell myself, my patients too, we're a family practice. Yes, we see insurances. Yes, we see everything else too. We see some PI like Ethan does too. But a lot of it is, can we make sure our community knows we're here for the long haul? We moved offices, right? We moved offices back in December 30th, moved to January 2nd, we opened our new office. A patient came in on a Monday, and on Monday, Jared, I went to your old place and saw there was the sign was boarded up, looked inside, there's nothing, I'm like, they closed. He turned around, comes back, goes, wait a second, how would they close? So he calls the number and goes, you guys move? Yeah, we moved. They turned down the sign because we put a sign up, new location, everything else, they tore down the sign. Yeah, we moved. I'm like, oh, yeah, I thought so. I'll be there this afternoon. So we're expected to be open forever. My office has been an office, chiropractic office. I'm the 5th doctor in there since 1986. Everyone else died. I'm kidding, joke. But at that point, can we make sure the next doctor knows how to set a good standard, again, all of us too, to become their practitioner for the community, for their life. So that's all. Any questions at all? Nothing? All right, hope I entertained you a little bit. Hope you had fun. Thanks for coming. Good? All right.